So I'm minding my business, pissed for the 15th time following the GMC announcement of the new delay in regulation. Alright, I know I said I had lost all faith in this whole business, but goddamn it, they could have proven me wrong. This carrot and donkey business is proving too much. I was in my pissed mood when I came across an announcement by the FPA telling me how delighted they were with the Department of Health. As soon as I saw the word delighted, I was filled with vexation because every delay that has ever occurred with this regulation business seems to have been from their camp. So I don't know what there was to be delighted about. But before I turned red, I decided to give the whole article a read. And this is what I found. It seems for the longest, there was a plan to introduce the regulation of PEs through a set of regulations that also changed the framework in which the GMC regulated doctors. This meant it was an all or nothing deal, meaning if there was a hiccup in one, the other one suffered. And this hiccup, no hiccup, hiccup up and down is what has been frustrating PS. What has been proposed now is an uncoupling of the two. That is, the Department of Health will try to regulate physician and associate first, and then make the changes to the GMC's regulation of doctors on a later date. However, still don't get your hopes up. No legislation will happen before 2024. We still got to wait. The timeline will look something like this. Public consultation to the relevant stakeholders to decide if they think the regulation is appropriate, inappropriate, what changes you'd like to see somewhere this year around September of 2022, and this will take about 3 months. This will then be followed by a presentation of the legislation to the parliament. This they say will be around the second half of 2023, which I'm supposing after June. Then the parliament will go through it, and if this law passes, the GMC will need about 12 months to get their things in order to properly regulate physician associates, which will be somewhere in late 2024. All this is just in theory. In practice, everything depends on parliamentary time. That is, assuming the stakeholders approve of the initial draft of the legislation and this is presented to the parliament. The parliament will only pass the legislation if and only if they have nothing else going on. That is, if there's a new pandemic, if Russia decides to, nuke Ukraine, or aliens decide to drop on Earth and UK have to be the ones to be the intermediaries, physician associate regulation will take a backseat, as one would expect. So everything with regards to our legislation is dependent on what goes on in the world. Hopefully, the case can be made for them to prioritize our situation. That's what we are hoping. But I wouldn't pin my hopes too much on it. Sit down, relax, do your job as you can. When regulation comes, we salute it. If it doesn't come, it will come in 2098. At this point, nobody cares anymore. Just a quick update. It's your boy Yoti, and I'm out. Salute!